The numbers are more or less mixed, but let's understand more about the outlook from here on. We're joined by Mr. Dinesh Agarwal, the founder and CEO of IndiaMART. Good morning, Mr. Agarwal, and thanks so much for joining in. Well, I have a two-part question. One is the number of subscribers, that's the subscriber addition, was around 6,300 approximately. Earlier you were telling us that it could be around 8 to around 9,000 odd. So if you could tell us, do you maintain that sort of a guidance on a quarterly basis? Do we get back to that? And also margins, have they bottomed out? Yes, we get that point that, in the interim, it was unreasonable to see it at 35 to 40%. But what is the margin band we should work with? Because most brokerages are working with margin uptake. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I think on the number of customers quarterly addition, we continue to maintain about 8,000 as I've been guiding earlier also. This was specifically in October where the Shara and Diwali fall within that month. So I think there were less number of days, and that is why this is one of the reduction. But I think we will continue to maintain about 8,000 net addition. On the margin side also, you are right. We are probably bottomed out at 25-28%. Now we will start to increase the margin from here on slowly.
Mr. Agarwal, but you're saying this even as we are seeing signs of some amount of slowdown, right? Especially on the rural front, even urban, as some of the earnings are showing us, SMEs, etc. Are you seeing any of that slowdown in your business at all, or no?
It's too early to say anything like that. We are well diversified across geographies and across industries. And also we have invested a lot in terms of sales and product and technology in the past 18 months or so. So I think we will try to nullify some of that in the coming quarters or so. But it is too early to say any negative impact on that.
Okay, I think the reason my colleague is asking you about the slowdown is because if you look at the 9 months revenues, right? I mean, it's up about 30-odd%. And the deferred revenue growth at 28% is lower than what you've seen in the last many quarters. So is it fair to assume that growth will slow down compared to preceding quarters? And is there any merit in the argument that perhaps, the environment itself is a bit challenging?
I mean, I cannot comment on 1 or 2% here and there, but
sure.
On an average, as I've been guiding, that if the collections from customers continue to grow at 25-odd%, the rest of the deferred revenue and revenue from operations will also trend in the same line in times to come.
Okay, there's also the traffic, right? The numbers are showcasing that inquiries are perhaps on the lower side. The traffic is down about 3.5% this quarter. What explains that?
I think, post COVID, during the COVID lockdowns, there were multiple industries and multiple shortages that were there. And so probably there was a surge in the traffic. But now, if you see for the last year or so, the traffic has been maintained at the same levels. And we are happy with that.
Okay, all right. Mr. Agarwal, the other supporting factor or a bit of a googly for the street is what do you do with the cash? Will it be some more inorganic growth? Or, are you planning on returning some wealth to the shareholders? This is always a bit of an interesting aspect, supports valuations at times. But what do you do with it? Give us an outlook.
So we have been maintaining that about 1/3 of the cash is being returned on a longer term basis. And we will continue to do that. For the rest of it, we will continue to find interesting opportunities inorganically if we find anything.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time here on CNBC TV 18 as always. The market, by the way, is down about 26 points. Let's just take a quick look at the big stocks, right, which were moving.